On today's video, 5 amazing mobile redesigns. We're going to show you what was broken with the mobile redesign and how it was fixed. Stay tuned. Hey friends, what is up? So every month we're doing kind of a student challenge on Flux Academy where we're challenging them to do a redesign for a website and explain their thinking about it. What was wrong with the original website and how they fixed it using design. And today, this month's our challenge was to redesign a mobile website for a business. And I want to show you the top 5, the best redesign. We had tons of submission. I want to show you the best 5 that I think that you can learn from them. And also, of course, announce the winner. So with that said, let's dive into the first one. So the first one that we have here is from Nicole. And Nicole chose Zero Pain Clinic. This is basically their website. So as you can see, it's not super mobile responsive to be, to say the least. The video here goes out. There's just too much here goes on. It looks pretty weird. So let's see how Nicole basically explained what's wrong with this website and how she wanted to fix it. So this is pretty much her analysis, right? The word menu here is obviously unnecessary. The logo is low resolution. It's all full of stock images. There's no consistency in terms of color or any kind of a brand color. The copy here is generic. Nothing is personalized. There's no white space. Things here are tied in a way that makes it look condensed and just looks like a mistake, to be honest. And the goal here obviously is to convert people who go through this website to become patients, right? So maybe we want to, they're asking you to write a review, but maybe we need to show reviews of people who actually used this service. All right, these are all good notes. Let's see how Nicole fixed this. So this is her suggested redesign. Let's first scroll this. So obviously, well, let's start at the beginning. Obviously, this is way cleaner, and you can see that it's optimized for mobile, right? The text is good size. We have padding on all sides. She started off with actually explaining the benefit, right? Live a peaceful life with a pain-free and chiropractic care, and then talking about the experience that they have and a very clear call to action to schedule an appointment. And then we have the video, but as you can see, nothing here now looks like stock photo. This looks like, a testimonial from somebody that worked there, and then jumping again to other testimonials and reviews, basically what she mentioned. And then talking about the benefits, as you can see, there's a lot of photos of people here, right? Show patients, show success stories, talk about what your life would actually look like once you're, you took their services, show the different services with pretty nice iconography. So I think this is really a good redesign. It's very clean. There's few choices here, few design choices, like the choice of color, like a lot of white and consistent with the solid color of the logo. So very clear. Typography has been improved by a lot. And I think in general, this is a very good redesign, focusing on the problems of the people who want to use this service and focus on testimonials and people. One thing though that I would say that Nicole missed a little bit is that you have to remember with things like clinics, a lot of people go to these websites because they want to talk to them. So here we have the phone number very much up in the front and goes with you throughout the whole thing. And then we also have a map and opening hours. These are things for local businesses that are very important. And to be honest, Nicole kind of just dropped them all together. I think that, instead of just showing the whole number, you need to remember we're watching this on the phone. So I can probably click this and then, dial the number. So maybe just a small icon of a phone here if I want to call them, because remember, that's why I look for this website to begin with. And also, some kind of a mention of the address instead of just hearing the content details. I think that would improve things a little bit, but overall, I think this is a very solid and great work of redesign. All right, let's move into the second one from Andre. So Andre chose, this is a publishing company, I think a Slovakian publishing company. Now, I don't read Slovakian, but I can see that, we're here. It's very, very hard for me to even read the title or get contents. The only thing I see is book covers, so I understand it's something with books. But actually, let's see the breakdown from Andre, what he thought about this. So this is basically his breakdown. He's explaining about the company for a little bit, and here's his breakdown of what's not working here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So in the hero section, it's very, very small, so it's unreadable, and there's completely no call to action. There's a lot of copy here, a very big paragraph, but there's no very clear any selling proposition, so you can't really understand how they're different to begin with. When you open up their menu has, let's see if we can open this up here. So we open this, and then there's just a bunch of categories and so many things here. This is not a fun way to navigate. And then just a lot of bad hierarchies, right? It's very hard to see that the titles are the titles because they're almost the same size as the general text, and it's very hard to see that these are actually buttons with the way that they are designed. So let's see. So this is kind of the strategy that Andre chose. He wanted to enhance the visual design, increase conversion rates, and lead generation. By the way, we're going to link these presentations in the description below this video. If you want to see this more in depth and dive deeper into these great presentations, you'll have the link below the video to dive more into that. Let's see the redesign. So where do we have it? All right, so this is Andre's redesign. Again, in Slovakian, it's a little bit hard for me to see, but we can definitely see that he's focusing more on the characters versus on the book covers, and very clear here that there's some kind of a title and a call to action. The hierarchies are way, way clearer now, right? And what I really loved is he completely redesigned how the menu looked like, right? So a menu, especially if you have a lot of content on your website, it doesn't have to be just rows of boring links. You can think about how to make this way more accessible with search, with categories that can be visuals, or with icons that can take you to the right place. So again, when you have so many items, don't just throw them in a list. Use design to facilitate and make it easier for people to find out what they're looking for. Let's see how he broke down the redesign. So first of all, catchy hero image with emphasis on the characters rather than on the books. He's explaining the benefits. So right now they're doing a sale, so urgency. You can see the timer clicks here. As I've mentioned, he redesigned the menu with a clear search, only categories and additional pages. And then down below, he's explaining the benefits. He's showing very clear the discounts and the mock-ups, and then adding unique selling propositions for things like e-store and things like that. I think this is a really, really great redesign. Also, I think it's worth mentioning, he brought a lot of life into it, right? This original website looks very, very plain. There's no brand here. There's no feeling about what this publishing company is. But as you can see, it is kids book, right? So you want to convey that feeling of fun, of kids, of happiness. And I think with this new redesign, it really passes. I mean, it really feels fun. It really feels like kids. And so there's a lot more kind of feel of the brand itself, of friendly kids books that I think really, really passes nicely. So great work, Andres. By the way, before we continue, if you like these kinds of breakdowns, make sure that you're subscribed. Also, make sure you like this video so YouTube knows to suggest you more videos like this. And let's move on to the third redesign with Karina. So Karina redesigned a website for Matryoshka Dolls Museum in Russia. So Matryoshka, it's like these dolls, wooden doll within a doll within a doll. It's very famous kind of Russian dolls. So this is obviously you can't really figure out what's going on here, right? You log in, there's just like a bunch of numbers about Matryoshkas, but apparently the main thing here that they're doing kind of masterclass about these Matryoshka dolls. You come there and you paint them, and that's basically what you do there. It's not very clear from seeing this website, obviously. So let's see how Karina broke this down and redesigned this. So to begin with, right, she broke down the target audience, tourists and kids. She wanted to improve customer satisfaction and boost the workshop sales. So let's see how she broke down the problem. So navigation has poor design. There's completely no logo here. The menu is on the left. There's no very clear call to action, right? The value proposition can be way better. Actually, here, at least it says create your own nesting dolls, but here I don't even see that. So that's like her screenshot is better than what I'm seeing here. Then she's mentioning they're jumping off to another offering. So while they focus most of their efforts on these workshops, all of a sudden they're talking about excursions. So it's just distraction. The illustration are kind of poor quality. They get back to the topic, but there's no, they're not attracting attention to it. I guess hierarchies are also not very good here, right? The titles and the text looks almost similar. They're jumping into selling products all of a sudden. They're using these photos that are taking way more space and not really bringing value. And then showing videos, it's also distracting. So let's jump into the redesign and see how she redesigned it. All right, so first of all, this looks like all of a sudden, without even scrolling, oh my God, this looks like a museum in New York. I mean, it looks so good. There's this nice logo here of this Matryoshka museum. Create your own nesting doll. You just need to hold a brush. We'll take care of the rest. You start scrolling down. You have this book a workshop, call to action. You very clearly see the process, and look at this beautiful like art direction. This looks like, I don't know how she came up with these images, but it just looks so beautiful right now. Now this looks like a premium museum. Just note the context, right? This looks like a very cheap museum, and this looks like a very premium museum. And this was all done with design. Think about how can this affect the pricing and the sales of this museum just by using the right design. Showing how testimonials, always a great way, with amazing imagery, with very nice and solid color palette, right? This pastel of pink and orangey. Mentioning the numbers, how many people have done this Matryoshka doll workshop. And yeah, looks really, really great. Let's see how she broke this down. All right, so after, she's created a logo type. That's amazing. So what I like about this, and I think it's worth mentioning, a lot of times clients would come to you with one problem. For example, I need to redesign my website. But as you're looking at it, you see that you can't really solve one problem without tackling other problems. So if they don't have a logo, sometimes you'll have to tackle that first. Otherwise, your website is never going to be amazing if you don't even have a logo, right? Very clear value proposition. Visible call to action, very clear process, testimonials, trust indicators because you've got the number here. So yeah, FAQ. I think this is really, really, really fantastic redesign, Karina. Well done. This is really, really beautiful. All right, fourth redesign is this website. It's called The Joy of Gentle, and this was done by Ash. This is trained. So this is a website for a therapist. I mean, we can jump in to see how Ash broke this down, but I can tell you, I mean, there's so many things done wrong here before we even get started. So let's see how Ash brought this down. Again, all of these presentations that are worth diving deeper into are going to be below this video. So if you want to check them out, you should. So Ash said the navigation is cluttered, logo is super uneasy to read, the portrait is great, but the background is too distracting. There's just so many things going on here. It's completely not responsive. Even the desktop, nothing is responsive. So Ash also started by tackling the big problems before diving into the the design of the website and the mobile design of the website. So first she said, wait. What are the tools that we're working here, right? So we need to have a logo, we need to have a color palette, we need to have sort of types. Let's make the decisions first about what are the tools that we're going to use, and then move forward to solving the design problem. So she made the decisions. She made the logo way clearer. Good type choices, I think, for therapists. It looks solid. And then let's jump into the redesign. So this is the redesign, your health and wellness guide. Focus, very clear and clean. Focus on the image, and then talking about how she's different, my strengths, lights, in combination of my training knowledge, covering the different types of therapy session, covering the types of oils, testimonials, good photography. She is mentioning the location, which is important. A lot of very clear calls to action. Yeah, so I think this is a really great redesign. One thing that I would say is, just because this gradient is pretty light here, and you've used the logo here white on almost white, I think the logo is almost disappearing here. I would just put the logo here with this purple. But overall, I think this is a very good redesign. Let's see how Ash broke it down. So she's simplified the logo mark and turned it into an icon. I think this is really nice. Simplified the navigation bar. Created the headline and a subheader that people know how she's different and what's the offer. Welcoming people with the portrait. That's very smart. Short statement, giving more insight about what you do and why. The logo is being used in the background, so she does create kind of a visual language with the assets she created. Putting high quality images of the services she offers. Clear details about what the service is. I think this is a really nice breakdown. Well done, Ash. This is a really solid and great redesign. All right, and now we are with the last redesign from Susanna, which is the winner of this mobile redesign challenge. Let me show you the redesign. So Susanna redesigned a website of a university in Poland, and this is basically how it looks like. I don't know, I can't read Polish, but this looks like some kind of a warning sign or something like that. And then there's basically some kind of a form, and then basically just a lot of blog posts. So let's see how she broke this down and how she redesigned this. So Susanna made a really nice presentation breaking down what this university is, what they're, she's a graduate of one of the faculties, and she always suffered from how bad the website was. So she talked about what are the goals here. Obviously facilitating the selection of courses, increasing conversion of enrollments, proof that the university is trustworthy. So yeah, this is great thinking about the strategy. So again, before we begin, the hero is about support, trust, and human rights. Call to action leads to a landing page with posts about these topics. You don't really need the menu label over the menu. And generally, there's no real value proposition here. It gives the impression that the university is closed. That was my feeling as well. And then we get to know the course search. It's great, but I don't even know why it's worth studying here, right? I would focus here on some facts and testimonials about the university. So what I like here that Susanna is thinking about, wait, how do we tell a story, and what are the important components of the website to build that trust, right? We need to show testimonials, we need to show stories, we need to talk about the benefit. The structure of the information in this website right now doesn't make any sense, right? Why would people search for courses if they don't know why would I study here? So here she says that, the button here says that the university offers language courses, and those are really great offers, but they're presented in a really bad way. It's really not attractive. And then there's blog posts, and then obviously here we have very bad hierarchies. The headlines look very horrible. So we are going to fix this. All right, so let's jump first into the redesign and then see how Susanna broke this down. So this is the redesign itself. It starts off with a video of students' life, and it says, join the best university on social science in Poland, explore our courses. If we scroll down, we can start seeing some numbers. There's 5 campuses, and then you can learn more. There's a department, and then you can learn more. There's tons of students, and then see their feedback, and there's courses, and then you jump off to reading some of the testimonials from the graduates. You can see about the language courses. Now it's very, very appealing. You can quickly see how this is 21 languages, individuals, group, professional training. You can scroll through all of the departments. This is a really nice interface for scrolling here on mobile, and then showing a little bit about the teaching stuff, getting you inspired. This is amazing, amazing redesign. Let's see how Susanna broke this down. So, all right, this is the prototype that we just saw. So she decided to add a video to the hero because it's a great way to show the students, the uni, and some short but highly engaging info in 1 minute. This is great. Video is always a good way to tell a story. Not everybody's going to click it, but those who are interested are going to see this and are going to get tons of information very quickly. CTA leads to a page with all their courses and video explanation. She's added the search here instead of just putting fields to search to begin with. Numbers are a great way, right? So she found the numbers on the About University and she brought them up here. And numbers are always a great way to tell a story and build trust. If the uni have so many students, why not use them as testimonials? So this looks great. Services are very much more highlighted right now. If you don't want to scroll and search for a specific department, this makes exploring the departments way more easier. She also created icon badges to really quickly show you and kind of brand the little departments. I really, really love this. And yeah, great range of professionals, showcase them. I think why I love this redesign so much is, first of all, she didn't, by the way, mention, but she also made all of these decisions about colors, type, using this little wiggly line. So she created a very cohesive, design language. But more than that, she understood that her role as a designer is not just to make it more beautiful, but to structure it in a way that's going to help them to achieve their strategic goals. So she understood how to use the assets in their story in a way that's going to be way, way, way more meaningful. And I think Susanna made a fantastic, fantastic job, both on the visual design, but also on the strategic design here, which is why I think she's totally the winner of this challenge this month. So Susanna, you're getting the AirPods Pro. We'll be in touch to send these over. And if you want to learn how to do these redesign and how to think better as a designer and work through this process, make sure you check out our programs. I'll link to them below. You can see our programs page and understand which one might be the best fit for you. And we'll see you on the next redesign challenge and video on the channel. Bye-bye.